What up, Lowe's? All right, we're gonna jump right into it. Well, shit. No, we'll start off, man. Everybody with putting the content up this week, getting it in on time. Even though we all agree now that as long as it comes up on the day of, it's good to go. That could be an issue for me. Like I said, I leave next week for senior NCOA. I'm going to try and stick this out, but between still getting up in the middle of the night for the kids' sports stuff online, plus the school stuff, I may struggle to get this shit off. But I'm gonna at least give it a shot early on and see how it goes. Hopefully, I can keep up with it throughout the whole fucking class that I don't want to be at, unfortunately. But yeah, no, the content's been great this week. Glad to see the chats and the boards lighting up. Commish getting on some folks digging in their asses. You got Dynamite jumping back, fucking calling bullshit on everything and quoting stats and starting up some shit. It's fun, man. This is good shit. I'm glad to see it. But rolling into what I'm here for, Beast and Bum of the Week. So we'll start off with the Beast of the Week. Again, I try to take notes, man, just to keep this thing as short as I can. And make it easy to talk, but sometimes it's probably better just to run through this stuff and let y'all see live reactions because some of this shit just throws me off. But anyway, I'm going to keep doing it like this for now because it helps me out. So, Beast of the Week for me, I got to give it to Red Balls, man. Between his efficiency rating and the smackdown he threw down, I think he's deserving, man. And that team's actually really nice. I like it, man. And Beast of the Week, that was a no-brainer for me. Even though there was a couple of the really good teams out there, I'm giving it to you, and I think you earned it. Bum of the Week. This one was tough because I had a handful of y'all in the running. Candy Shop, trash this week. Efficiency and output. Philly Boy Green, same thing. You already know his bench was loaded up. He didn't put no points up. His efficiency was even worse than Candy Shop. But what I went with Dynamite. Shut up, boy. I went with Dynamite for a handful of reasons. Overall, man, this Cincy Homer shit, it's costing you, man. I talked a little bit about it last week. I thought some folks were going to not do so hot from that Bengals lineup, even though I did think the backup quarterback was going to come in and play better. Man, you're just leaving points out there by playing all these Cincinnati players every week, and it's just biting you in the ass right now. And on top of that, just the overall roster right now, and I know some of it's injuries, man, it's just tough. It just ain't looking good for you at all, and Commish hit on that pretty heavy. I mean, I'm pulling for you. I hope you can work it out. I know you say you're going to run it down south, or down there in the closet. We'll see what happens, but this week, you had to be the bum. All right, so we're rolling to picks. Picks for this week. So I'm coming to realize I just ain't good at this shit, man. I'm 500 again for the third week in a row, and almost didn't hit that. Thought I was going to be under that. So I don't know what it is. I'm looking at it well enough. I think I see it, and I thought I was good to go, but not the case. So I went 500 yet again, which leaves me still at 500 on the whole season. But the one thing I am hitting, my upset of the week, I hit that again this week. So last week it was cannoli over Chubb, and again it hit. So I'm seeing something right. Just overall, I keep missing. And man, on these pick'ems, I just can't get that shit right. I think I'm not racking and stacking them the right way, bruh. Why don't y'all cut that shit out? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm gonna bust you up. Cut it out. Joker, go. Joker, leave her alone. Boy, gone now. Y'all cut that shit out. All right, where was I? Yeah, upset of the week. I hit that one again, so good to go, but still 500 on the season, ain't quite cutting it. And then the pick'ems, yeah, I'm way further down than what I thought. I thought I was going to do way better on that, but I ain't been hitting it. So still time to bounce back. We'll see. I ain't too far behind the leader. But it feels like it's tough to kind of flip that. If you fall behind that first 2-3 weeks, it ain't going to work. But we'll see. All right, so let's get into the games. Oh, my God. Get on. Stop.
Joker, Harley, come on.
Bruh. I don't know what the fuck their deal is.
Come on, Harley.
Gone. All right. Picks. So typically it shows my team first, but this week I'm going to make sure mine's the last one. So we're going to start with Cannoli and Zeke. By the way, the computer's got every one of these matches this week -1, extremely close, like within 5 percentage points in projections. So first game, again, Cannoli and Zeke. They've got Zeke predicted to win. I, too, am going with Zeke. I think he's going to bounce back and hit that 2-2 record. For Cannoli, man, I think your whole fucking roster is lined up with Green Bay versus Dallas, and I don't know how. I mean, unless it's a crazy, massive shootout, I don't know how you pull off enough points to beat out his team, which is pretty loaded. Again, talked about last week, his wide receiving core, Devontae Adams, Quentin Johnston, Puka Nacua. Shit, them boys are putting up points. But the majority of yours is all Dallas versus Green Bay. I just don't know how you catch up with that. So for that reason, I'm giving it to Zeke. Second game of the week, Chubb Hunter versus Duke. Duke's rolling, man. He's playing pretty damn well, and can't blame him with that big three: Lamar Jackson, Saquon, and James Cook. By the way, I thought James Cook was going to suck ass this year. I stayed away from him on purpose. But fuck, dude, he's a real deal, man. I missed that one in a major way. Again, that's why maybe I fucking suck at this stuff. I don't know. But yeah, predictions are semi-close. Actually, yeah, this one's a bigger spread than what I remembered seeing when I first looked at it. Computers got Duke at 65% to win. I'm doing the same thing for for a couple reasons. I think for Chubb, Jared Goff against Cleveland is not a good look for you. Cleveland's defense has been playing really fucking well, and I think they're probably going to do the same here. I don't know how it's going to fare for me with Jahmyr Gibbs, but we'll see. It's just a tough defense right now. They're playing outstanding, and Goff is hit or miss. You just never know what you're going to get with them. And then, yeah, I touched on it. Duke's top three, those big three are crazy good and good for 60, 70 points a week between the three easily. But all your supporting cast is good. J.K. Dobbins is outplaying his role. Trey McBride's playing just like he was last year, somewhat close. If Devontae Smith shows up and has a good game, again, you're good for 120, 130 points a week. So for that reason, I'm giving it to Duke. All right, next up, YNJ and D's Bucks. Again, another close prediction by the computer, 5 percentage points. They've got YNJ pulling out the win. Overall, I like the roster. We'll see what really happens with it. Omarion Hampton's going to get that bump up because they lost old buddy Najee Harris. That was nasty. I feel bad for him. But again, I don't know. You got wide receivers going up against Cleveland's tough. Jerry Jeudy against Detroit might be tough. And then Brian Thomas Jr. has just been complete and total garbage. Maybe this is his bounce back week. I don't know. I think it's going to be hard to do against San Fran, but we'll see. Yeah, just not good matchup overall. And these Bucks, on the other hand, I like the matchups you got going on. I think Bo Nix will have a big bounce back week this week against Cincinnati. That defense is just god-awful. Achan's been great. I don't know what to make of Genty. I predicted last week would be his breakout, but it just didn't happen. Jordan Addison coming in could be okay with the red rifle throwing to him. We'll see how it pans out. Pittsburgh's defense, they're giving up a lot of points, so we'll see how it goes. But computers got YNJ winning. I, on the other hand, am picking D's Bucks for my upset of the week. One thing for both you guys, you both got players going up against your defense, so you're going to take negative points one way or another if your folks show out. Not the best strategy, but sometimes it's unavoidable. I get it. But overall, I think these Bucks matchups are a little bit more favorable. For that reason, I'm going to these Bucks. All right. Now, this could be the game of the week just because of all the drama going on. And this is the closest prediction, 52% win probability to 48 in favor of Candy Shop over Dynamite. Looking at the rosters, I don't know, man. They are what they are. I do think Dynamite, he's struggling, man. Struggling. Cincinnati, golly. No, they just ain't good, man. But anyway, Computer's got Candy Shop pulling off the victory. I, on the other hand, am going the other way. I've got Dynamite winning in a close one, mostly because I think Jalen Hurts against Tampa Bay. I think that's going to come out and be a shootout. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to have to air it out or use his feet to get loose. And I think he's going to put up bigger numbers than that 24 that he's predicted. But you never know. And I think old Bill Krosky-Merritt's going to have a little bit of a bounce back this week as well. I know he didn't do much of shit last week. I think he's going to do better. Don't know how T. Higgins is going to do for you, though. If you got who you got, you can put in instead of him. Damn. I mean, maybe you could try Trey Tucker. I'm not completely sold on Troy Franklin. I don't know what Denver's offense is doing, man. It's week to week. There don't seem to be a rhyme or reason behind who Bo Nix is going to, but Cortland Sutton's always the safe bet. I just don't know that Troy Franklin's going to do it. So, yeah, maybe you got your best roster, and I doubt Trey Tucker has the same production he had last week, but he might be worth a shot rather than leaving T. Higgins in Denver's secondary. This ain't last year. Riley Moss is playing way better, and I don't think he's going to have that kind of game. So, anyway, winner for me, Dynamite. All right, Kamish called this one out, and he's pumped about it. This is the biggest spread by computers projections of all the games this week. Red Balls versus Man Soup, the Kamish. And it's at 70-30 in favor of the Kamish according to the AI. I'm looking over everything. I don't know that I see a way you pull this one out, Red Balls. I think Kamish comes in, goes 3-1. This one's clear cut. His roster's just fucking good, man. And Kamish, I'll give you props on Jonathan Taylor. My son, when he saw it, he's like, how the fuck did he get Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor? And for me, I stayed away from Taylor. I thought he was going to be trash. And I thought the Colts offense was going to be trash. Again, dead wrong on both. That dude, he ate us the fuck up. He's eating everybody up, and he's just playing good. Pass game, blocking, running, all of it. Dude, he might end up being the top scoring fantasy player of the year. I think you struck gold with him, and nothing else. He's going to carry you through a couple of wins all by himself. So, yeah, strong lineup all the way around. And then, of course, over here for Red Balls, I think Jamar Chase, I don't know that he's going to have that big a game this week either. PS2 is probably going to shadow him the whole way. And I just don't think Cincinnati's going to be able to get him the ball well enough to make a big difference for you. So, I mean, your roster's not terrible. Overall, Jordan Mason's a nice little bump up for you. He should have another big week. Kenneth Walker, especially if Charbonnet's out again, should have another big week. But I don't think it's going to be enough to take down the Commish. So, for that reason, I'm going with the Commish this week. And then the final game of the week, the hardest one for me to predict, because the Commish done fucked me on this one. Gave me too much love on this, man. And Philly Boy Green's been trash the whole season. My luck, this is how this goes, is he pulls off the fucking win this week with not a very strong lineup, in my opinion. I think they're giving you a lot more points than you're going to come close to getting. They got you projected for 131. Jaden Daniels is still questionable. I like Scatabo, but everybody else, I just don't know, man. Justin Jefferson, he might ball out. We'll see. But I can't see it. Not a huge fan, and I feel like I got the jinx on my back. While I think I should win, I'm projected to win. I think there's a real chance everything goes against me based on how this shit works out. And yeah, luck might not be on my side. And this would be the week I would lose to this motherfucker. I hope it don't play out this way. However, again, well, just put it that way. I'm picking me for this one, even though something in my gut tells me Philly Boy's going to get this one. And if you do, good for you, man. You could use the bounce back. That's for damn sure. But a couple things to point out for mine. Trey Benson moving up into the number one running back spot helps me a big ton, man, because, again, R.J. Harvey's not been doing very well. And then Emeka Egbuka, with every wide receiver on Tampa Bay going down, I mean, he was already playing well and putting up big numbers. Now he's going to move into the wide receiver 1 role for the next couple weeks. I'm seeing an uptick in both their production, which is going to help carry me. And I got Justin Herbert. Couldn't put Baker in this week. I'm rolling with Herbert. He's outscored him every week so far. And he should definitely do the same against the Giants. He should put up some good numbers. So hopefully that'll be enough to cover me in case Jamie Gibbs doesn't do so well against Cleveland. But yeah, for all those reasons, I'm picking me to pull off the win on this one. And we'll see if I can't get out of this 500 slump. Final piece to the pod. Where I was right, where I was wrong. Didn't go too deep this week, but there were a couple big ones. Where I was right. I touched a little bit on this earlier, man. Zeke's wide receiver core, strong as hell, man, and just doing big things. I know I had him last week picked to beat Duke. It didn't work out, but his wide receivers still showed up, and it was a good showing. I think that's going to continue all year round. Where I was wrong, me making a run. I didn't think I was going to at all, but now I'm feeling really good with this roster. Last week I talked about it, and I was like, the roster's not what I hoped it would be. I'm hoping for a playoff chance, but now, again, with Benson, Egbuka going up, things like that, I feel like I got a shot. The roster ain't quite as bad as I thought, even though I squeaked out the lucky win, and the commish said it, man. He messaged me the night before, and he's like, I think I was down 19 going in, and he's like, man, he said, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get you high score of the week, and he's going to pull off the win for you. And I was like, there's no fucking way, man. I'm down 19. You still got Zay Flowers. He's all I got. Ain't happening. So when I woke up that morning and saw I won by 2, I was like, he jinxed himself, man. So I guess you're never out. I thought for sure it was done. But I'm thinking now I got a chance. I'm 3-0, and that's 3 big division wins for me. The big thing, Commish is right. So, regular season, I've done pretty well against him. He came back and whooped me in the playoffs. But I still got 3rd place last year, and I ain't mad about that, considering where I started off year 1. But yeah, now I feel like probably got a chance. That's a nice record to start with. Playing the commish, though, week 12 again. I think I've got a lot of buys going on that week. When I drafted, I remember looking at it, and I was like, man, week 12 is just going to be a free win for whoever I'm playing. I think the roster is rounded out a little bit better now with some pickups, but we'll see. Like, I am nervous about that week. It may very well be an easy win for you, so we'll see how that plays out. Where I was right, Cincinnati players underperforming without Joe Burrow. That's facts. There's no way around it. Jamar Chase ain't done shit. Or Jamar Chase is not the same Jamar Chase. Chase Brown ain't done shit. T. Higgins up and down, not so great. Cincinnati's in for hurting, man. And I called that back last week and a couple weeks before that. I'm sticking with it, and that's where I was right. Where I was wrong. Last week I predicted Ashton Jenney was going to have a big time coming out party. I don't know what the Faders are doing with this kid, man. They're wasting him. Like I said, his pass blocking is trash, but that dude's a monster when he's holding the rock, and they just are not giving him an opportunity. It doesn't feel like it's an opportunity. I don't know what the real reason behind it is, but maybe this week he comes out a little bit. I'm afraid to predict that just because, shit, he called him out himself on social media last week, and they didn't do shit for him. I think he got like 6 points fantasy-wise. He's just not helping the team at all. It doesn't help that their whole offense is not playing real well. But, yeah, I had him bouncing back big and showing out, and I was dead-ass wrong because he did jack shit. So, yeah, that's my right and wrongs for the week. That's predictions for the games. Again, I'm going to try and keep this shit going through senior NCOA, but I just don't know, man. It's going to be long days, and I don't know what the homework load looks like. Of course, it'll be past bedtime for all the folks out here in Europe. So we'll see, but I'm going to try and give it a go. Yeah, y'all keep up the shit talk. Candy Shop, Dynamite, looking forward to seeing and hearing more out of y'all. Candy Shop, get loud, man. Like, don't let the commish talk for you the whole time. I know BZ called you out a little bit on that. Go ahead. The post was good. You put in the chat along with the fucking the quick clip on YouTube. That shit's funny as hell, man. So, yeah, get loud, make it fun. But, all right, till next week, that's all I got. Talk to y'all later.